Yeah, well, this is my story, you know. I grew up in the West Indies, in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, chilling under the palm tree. Yeah, every day after school we go swimming, you know, hold up fresh. And when we play hide and seek, thousands of palm trees to hide behind, you know. Yeah, so growing up, I always felt different, you know. Like I had this fear inside of me of people, and I never really knew why, but when I go to school, you know, I realize I didn't look like the other children them, you know. I was white. And when you're white in the West Indies, everyone thinks you're rich.
I'm not rich, but I live like a millionaire. You know I live like a millionaire. You know I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do. I care about me and you. I care about me and you. I care about right and wrong. I'm not rich, but I live like a millionaire. You know I live like a millionaire. You know I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do. I care about me and you. I care about me and you. I care about right and wrong, so I got to be strong. I used to know a man on a skyscraper. Market crash, money turned to vapor. Better know what life is really worth, more precious than diamonds from the earth. I've been know said the youths are the future, so not encourage them to turn in a gangster. Got to shower them with love, cause they're a blessing from above. I'm not rich, but I live like a millionaire. You know I live like a millionaire. You know I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do. I care about me and you. I care about me and you. I care about right and wrong.
And I had freckles, you know, so the girls used to tease me and tell me it was fly shit in my face, and you know, I took that personal. Yeah, and some of the boys used to try and bully me, you know. They had these twins that used to like to push me around, but you know, I was fortunate. I had a friend, she was like a nanny to me, and she took me to the movies, and on Saturday she liked to watch the Kung Fu films, and I learned, you know, that if I kick somebody where it hurts, and then I can run. Yeah, and also, you know, we used to go and watch some comedies, so I realized if I became the class clown, I could get the girls off my back, you know, and get them to actually like me, so that was the way it was, you know, back in the early days, in the 70s, you know. It was a British island, so we learned to speak properly, you know. So when we had school, you know, we spoke proper English, and when we go and play after playing cricket and football, then, you know, we just let loose. Yeah, my parents, them good people, you know, raised me properly with manners and respect for the elders. Yeah, and everything was good, you know, until I hit the age of about 12 and my parents then get divorced, and my life just changed, you know, overnight. And yeah, I became depressed, you know. And that's when I started seeking out companionship that they always told me I should avoid, you know, like the Rastafarians on the beach. Yeah. So I was visiting my cousin in America, and he introduced me to smoking weed, and that kind of opened up the door for me to go down a crazy road for about 10 years, you know, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and yeah, doing all the things my mom told me not to do, you know. Papa was busy raising my little 2-year-old brother, so he was focused on work, and I was depressed, so I stopped going to school, you know. Started hanging out on the beach. They were filming this movie with Sir Michael Caine called The Island, and I used to sneak down to the movie set to watch it. And we were living in this beach house, and I decided I would go over to the hotel and ask Michael Caine for his autograph. So he was very gracious, he gave it to me. We talked for a little bit, and then I left him alone, and one day after school I get a message from my father saying that somebody called from the film and want to know if I want to be in the movie. So I went from being really depressed to going by boat with Michael Caine every day to the film set. And that's the story of my life, some real highs and some real lows. Yeah, man, this is my story, White boy in the West Indies. Just reality, Yeah. Yeah, so around 1984, I went to get some weed from a dealer of mine, and he said he didn't have any, which was really strange. So I went to everyone I knew on the island that sold weed, and nobody had any weed. So I went to my last connection. He always had some marijuana, and he said, look, I got a little bit of marijuana, but I can't give or sell you any. But if you want, you can go in the back room, and we got a lot of cocaine, and you can have my share for free. So I always said I'd never experiment with hard drugs, But I was desperate to get something in me. And I went back there and I saw a lot of my Rastafarian friends smoking freebase, And they encouraged me to try it, so I tried it, and the high was so insane. It was so intense that I think I got addicted to that right away. And they gave me something to go, and I went to a movie and I rolled up a spliff with cigarette, tobacco, and some cocaine, rock cocaine. And I smoked it in the theater, and I was just sky high, and for whatever reason, there wasn't any weed on the island for like weeks, and everybody got hooked on cocaine. And at first it was free, and then it got really expensive, and everybody started stealing, I started stealing from my dad. We were building a hotel. I started stealing all the supplies from the hotel, and it was just pure hell. And I went through this for 4 years, and I started driving drug dealers around to get free drugs, And eventually a lot of them got killed, and all my friends either ended up dead or in prison. And in late November of 1988, I had seen a psychiatrist who told me to go to rehab. I told her I would never go to rehab. Another guy told me I should go to these 12-step meetings. I said, no, that won't work for me. And eventually I became suicidal, and I was going to drive my car off of this cliff called Shirley Heights. And, for whatever reason, I heard this voice say, get on your knees and cry out to me, I'll help you. And I said, God, please fucking help me. Yeah, I was desperate, And I heard a voice say, go to rehab, and called my father, and he was in New Jersey on business, and he told me, look, I'll help you. Can you wait till Monday? It was Saturday morning. I said, no, I'll be dead. And he got me on a flight that day, Yeah, and I heard my story the first night in the rehab. This black kid from the South Bronx shared my story, and I realized I wasn't alone, and there was hope. Yeah, and this is the story of how I went from crawling out of a crack house to going to the Olympic Games and writing a #1 hit song in France. Yeah, and I believe the best is yet to come, and this story, really, my story, is a story of hope for people that are hopeless, and to remember not to give up no matter what, because the best is always yet to come. Once there's life, there's hope. There ain't no hope for me in dope, alcohol, cigarettes, none of it. My only hope is in the Most High, you know? God the Father who dwells within me. Yeah, I don't like religion, you know? My dad sent me to a lot of religious schools, and they always told me I needed to cut my hair, I needed to dress properly, I needed to behave like I was perfect in church, and I'm not perfect, you know? You know, I just keep pressing on through the storms, you know, through the highs and the lows. And wherever it takes me, you know, sometimes I just gotta hold on to God's hand and walk through the door of fear. Yeah.
Yo, Niso, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Make some noise! You got kings.
I'm not rich, but I live like a millionaire. You know I live like a millionaire. You know I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do. I care about me and you. I care about me and you.
You know I do.
I care about right and wrong.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
I'm not rich, but I live like a millionaire.
You know I do.
You know I live like a millionaire. You know I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do.
You know I do.
I care about me and you.
You know I do.
I care about me and you.
You know I do.
I care about right and wrong, so I got to be strong. Me used to know a man on a skyscraper. Market crash, money turn to vapor. Better know what life is really worth. More precious than diamonds from the earth. I've been no set of youths of the future, so not encourage them to turn in a gangster. Got to shower them with love,
Come on.
cause they're a blessing
I need to hear
from
you. Come on, come
above.
on.
I'm not rich, but I live like a millionaire. You know I live like a millionaire. You know I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do.
You know I do.
I care about me and you.
You know I do.
I care about me and you.
You know I do.
I care about right and wrong, so I got to be strong. This world needs to change for the better. Yet we see poor people are suffer. Come and we open up our eyes, so we don't need to run the mind. For love of while we are kill one another. Whatever happened to our brother's keeper? This time we start by loving one another. Don't sell your soul for gold or
Pick it up,
paper.
pick it up,
I'm
pick it
not
up.
rich, but I live like a millionaire.
You know I do.
You know I live like a millionaire. You know I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do.
You know I do.
I care about me and you.
You know I do.
I care about me and you.
You know I do.
I care about right and wrong.
Yeah, this one come for rock the nations, yo. Tell them already. I believe in God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost.
God, King Jesus, and the Holy Ghost.
God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost.
God, King Jesus, and the Holy Ghost.
Put up your juice, make we raise a toast to the King of Kings, to the Lord of Hosts. God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost.
God, King Jesus, and the Holy Ghost.
God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost.